You know what? I do love this thing. And if you're a true Star Trek fan, buckle up, because we're heading into another golden era of Trek. Can you believe that the franchise turns 60 in 2026? 60 years of warp drives, strange new worlds, and boldly going where no one has gone before. And Paramount is celebrating in style. They're not just resting on nostalgia, they're throwing fuel into the warp core with a lineup of new shows and stories that'll keep our eyes glued to the screen and our imaginations buzzing. So what's in store for the Federation in 2025 and beyond? Well, here's everything you need to know about the exciting voyages ahead in the ever-expanding Star Trek universe. 1. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3 and 4. First up, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is back for Season 3, yay! And the wait is almost over. The premiere drops tomorrow, July 17th. After that jaw-dropping cliffhanger in Season 2, fans have been dying to know what happens next. And trust me, the new season doesn't waste any time. We head straight on into the heat of battle as Captain Pike and his crew face off against a terrifying Gorn in a rescue mission that's as intense as it is emotional. The opening episode, Hegemony Part 2, doesn't just deliver spectacle, it gives every major character their moment to shine. And yes, Nurse Chapel's storyline, well, that's absolutely gripping. But in true Strange New Worlds fashion, the show doesn't stick to one tone. Episode 2 takes a sharp left turn into rom-com territory, introducing Rhys Darby as a mischief-loving cosmic being who stirs up chaos. It's hilarious, weird, and everything you'd want from a lighter Trek story. Then things get dark, like horror movie dark. Episode 3, Shuttle to Kenfori, gives Dr. Mbenga and Pike the spotlight as they investigate a mysterious planet that feels like it came straight out of a sci-fi thriller. Yes, complete with, wait for it, space zombies. Their dynamic is gold, and it adds new depth to their friendship. And just when you think you've figured out the season's rhythm, they throw in a holodeck-style adventure in Episode 4, directed by Star Trek icon Jonathan Frakes, a space adventure hour. It's pure joy, packed with inside jokes and heartfelt moments, with Lan Noonien Singh taking the emotional lead. It's an episode where the entire cast seems to be having a blast. Then, Episode 5 shifts back to the franchise's roots, exploration, wonder, and weird new aliens. Through the lens of time is a standout, with jaw-dropping twists and deep relationship drama. It might just be the best of the bunch. Now, this is where Strange New Worlds shines, by balancing classic sci-fi with modern character storytelling. And if you're already bracing for the end of Season 3, don't worry, Season 4 has already been confirmed also. Yay! Filming kicks off in spring 2025, just in time to build anticipation for the 60th anniversary celebrations. With its tight 10-episode format and genre-hopping boldness, Strange New Worlds keeps proving that Star Trek can be both nostalgic and refreshingly new. So number 2, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Okay, so now let's talk about something entirely fresh. Star Trek Starfleet Academy. For the first time in franchise history, we're heading to school, and not just any school. This new series takes place on Earth. Yep, not in space, and follows the first class of Starfleet cadets in over a century. It's set way in the future, the 32nd century to be exact, and explores how a new generation tackles the galaxy's problems in a time when even Starfleet itself is still trying to find its footing. Production began back in late 2024, and the series is targeting a 2026 release on Paramount+. Helmed by Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landau, this show promises to be something very different. Instead of starships and battles, expect moral dilemmas, political unrest, and big questions about what the Federation should stand for. Think of it as Trek meets coming-of-age drama with a sci-fi twist. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We don't know all the plot details yet, but one thing we do know is that this show will go deep into the emotional journeys of its young characters. These cadets won't just be learning how to operate a transporter, they'll be challenging the ideals of those who came before them, and figuring out what kind of officers and people they want to become. The creators are also going all out behind the scenes. Starfleet Academy will feature the largest set ever built for a Star Trek series, San Francisco. The traditional home of the Academy is back in full glory after being moved to space in Discovery. And the creative team includes Tawny Newsome, who's helping shape the show's tone and humour. Oh, and did we mention Paul Giamatti? He's been cast as the show's antagonist. We don't yet know if he's going to be a true villain or just an old grump with a complicated past, but either way, his involvement has raised expectations sky high. Number 3, Untitled Star Trek live-action comedy. Well, for the first time in Star Trek history, we're getting a live-action comedy series. Announced at Comic-Con, this half-hour show is still untitled, but it is already creating a buzz, not surprisingly, and it's actually for a good reason. It's being developed by Lower Decks star Tawny Newsome and filmmaker Justin Simien, Dear White People, Haunted Mansion, and it sounds like a total blast, to be honest. Instead of the usual Starship setting, this one takes place on a pleasure planet somewhere in the galaxy. Think beaches, neon lights, exotic guests, and maybe a few intergalactic misunderstandings thrown in for good measure. Newsome has described the concept as inspired by Deep Space Nine and Trek's lighter episodes, a refreshing change of pace that will still be true to the spirit of the franchise. We don't know much about it yet, but the premise screams potential. Imagine a mix of workplace antics, wild tourist chaos, and diplomatic headaches, all set in a paradise that's a little too good to be true. If you've ever thought Star Trek could use a touch of the White Lotus, this might just be your new favourite show. It promises to bring laughs, heart, and that, familiar Federation optimism, just with a lot more sunscreen. Number 4, Untitled Star Trek Origin Movie. Paramount is also bringing Star Trek back to the big screen, yay! But not in the way you might expect. A brand new Origin movie is in the works and currently eyeing a 2025 release. Directed by Toby Haynes, who delivered the haunting USS Callister episode of Black Mirror, and written by Seth Grahame-Smith, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, this film will rewind the clock decades before J.J. Abrams' 2009 reboot. So, what's the story? Well, while details are still top secret, reports suggest this movie will explore the early days of the Federation, that legendary alliance between humans, Vulcans, Andorians and Tellarites that shape the future of the galaxy. And for once, most of the action will take place on Earth. That means we might finally witness the debates, tensions and first meetings that led to the formation of Starfleet itself. This untold chapter could open the door to an entirely new cast of characters and give fans a closer look at the ideals that forged the foundation of the Trek universe. Whether it ties into the original series or builds a new timeline of its own, it's shaping up to be a bold and fascinating new direction for Star Trek cinema. Number 5. Star Trek 4. Yes, it's still happening. After years of uncertainty, Star Trek 4 is back on the radar. It's been nearly a decade since Star Trek Beyond hit theatres in 2016, but it looks like the Kelvin Timeline crew might get one final mission together. The film has a new writer, Steve Yockey, creator of The Flight Attendant, and while things are still in early development, the buzz is promising. The project is reportedly being designed as a farewell chapter for Chris Pine's Captain Kirk, and the rest of the beloved reboot cast, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, Simon Pegg and John Cho. And the best part? If it all goes well, the movie could land right in time for the franchise's 60th anniversary in 2026. Fans have been waiting for closure, and this could be the perfect send-off. A final big screen adventure with heart, heroism, and maybe a few tears along the way. With all these projects lined up, from sci-fi horror to heartwarming comedy, political drama to explosive action, Star Trek is proving once again that its universe has room for every kind of story. And that's the magic of it. No matter what kind of fan you are, whether you love moral dilemmas, wild alien escapades, or deep character arcs, the next chapter of Star Trek is being written with you in mind. So strap in and set your course for the stars. The future of Star Trek isn't just alive, it's thriving. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Live long and prosper. See ya. Bye.